My name is Calliope, and I'm going to be taking care of your massage today. How are you doing today? Alright. I hope by the time you leave this massage treatment, you feel even just the littlest bit better, right? Okay. I'm going to sanitize my hands real quick, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing today. Treatment for you today is based off of a massage modality called Amoa massage. Now, in Amoa massage, we are primarily focusing on the head, the scalp. We do get a little bit into the neck, as well as just a little bit into the shoulders. So this particular massage modality is almost like an Indian head massage coupled with acupressure. Okay, it's a very unique experience. You have any questions for me so far? All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to comb out your hair of any knots or tangles before we begin. And then our Amoa massage has 10 different steps to it. Okay? Alright, so from this point onwards, I would like to ask your permission if I can touch you. That's okay with you? Okay, wonderful. Please at any point let me know if you experience any pain or any discomfort so that we can stop and take a break, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and stand up, and then that gives me much better access to your head, your scalp, and helps me be able to do what I need to do, okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm doing along the whole way, right? Okay. Just going to go ahead and move my stool. And then I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to mess with the hair a little bit. Just going to make sure that it's parted in a way that I can work with when we are combing it through. Okay, just like that, right? Very good. Okay. So let's start with a wide tooth comb, and I'm just going to very gently work through the hair and make sure there aren't any tangles that my hands could possibly catch on. Going to very gently work through that. I'm not going to pull too hard, and you let me know if the pressure is too much. I tend to have a much gentler hand as opposed to trying to fight any tangles, because I don't have any interest in hurting you. It's not very conducive to relaxation. just working with the hair, just very gently combing it out. Just very gently combing that out. Okay. And then I'm just going to get a smaller toothed comb here. I'm just going to run through and make sure we have all those knots worked through. Sometimes there's a possibility of a knot slipping through the larger toothed comb, but the finer tooth picks it up. But your hair is quite smooth and is running through the comb very easily. Not having any problem with that. Okay. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, we're going to go ahead and start the massage. I'm going to let you know what I'm doing the entire time, okay? Let me know if you have any questions or any comments, okay? Alright, so we're going to start with the first step, which is finger circles on the scalp. So this is quite a stimulating move. We start with the top of the scalp, and then we move to the sides and the back of the head, primarily paying attention to the top and the sides. So this is where we start seeing the hair get a little messy. I will be running the comb through at the end, so don't worry about leaving here with your hair all awry. Just working the top of the head and the sides. And the back. And we repeat this twice, this little circuit. How is this pressure for you? Is this all right? Okay, just want to make sure you let me know if you need it to be more firm or more gentle, all right? Okay, and let's come back to the top. Just really moving the skin around, amping up the circulation. We work into the sides. As well as the back, working those finger circles. All right. the second step. And I'm going to be using my fingers to pull back on the skin of your head. So it's going to feel like a little pull. We're almost going to stretch out that skin, okay? I'm just going to place my fingers here and just push back. Okay? Get a nice stretch in there. Great for relieving tension. Okay? There we go. Just hold that for a few moments. Reposition. Pull back. How is that? Okay. It's not too much. That's good. Reposition. Pull back. Reposition and pull back. Okay, so with number 3, I'm just going to be placing my hands near your temples and your ears, okay? And then I'm just going to be sliding down, okay? So holding, sliding down, holding, sliding down, and holding, and sliding downwards. Now, our next steps are where we really get into the acupressure part of our massage. So, I'm going to be having my entire hands on your head with my index fingers placed at your crown, okay? And I'm going to be pressing in to that spot at the very top of your head, okay? Just going to give that almost like a little squeeze. Let me squeeze and press the top of your head. Let me just hold that. We squeeze and hold your head. Okay, and now I'm going to come to the side here, and I'm just going to be supporting your forehead here while I am stroking down the back of your head and then holding the nape of your neck here. So just stroke downwards, hold the nape, stroke downwards, hold the nape, stroke, hold, stroke, hold, stroke, hold. And then this segues nicely when we go to the next step. And this is where I run my fingers down the whole head. And then when I get to the base of your neck, I'm going to be just massaging this area. And I'm going to be just using a single finger with this one. So I take my finger and I run that down your head and massage at the base of the neck here. Right here, right on the spot. Stroke down the head and massage the base of your neck. Run down, massage the base of your neck. And then I'm going to place my hand on your neck. Still going to support your head, and I'm just going to be pressing in on two specific spots, and that's another part of our acupressure segment of our massage. Just press and hold here. And I'll reposition, press, hold, reposition, press, and hold, reposition, press, and hold. Okay, just going to be moving to the other side here. I'm going to still support your head with my hand, and I'm just going to squeeze up the neck and massage, almost with a lobster claw kind of position. Squeezing and massaging up the neck. Squeeze and massage. Squeeze and massage. Squeeze and massage. And now I'm just going to be stroking the head from front all the way to back. Front to back. Front to back. To back. Going to be sweeping my hands along your shoulders and then pressing in right behind your shoulders at the acupressure points. Just holding that, then sweeping, 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 holding, sweeping, 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 holding, sweeping, 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 and holding. Okay. And that ends the Amoa scalp massage portion. Let me go ahead and grab our comb and let's get you all combed out. Didn't tangle the hair up too much, which is always good. good massage, working the skin, not so much the hair. If the hair is a tangled mess, then either we did a very vigorous massage or I was mostly moving the hair and not the skin. Very soft, very smooth. Just taking the time, comb through the hair. And let me just grab my finer toothed comb. There we go. Not finding any tangles. Confidently say that your hair is tangle free. It's all brushed out, very smooth and very soft. To end your treatment today, I'd love to do a simple dry hand massage if you would like. Okay, so I'm just going to take one of your hands here, right? And we're gonna pop on a little bit of sanitizer. Okay, just going to rub that into the hand. Very good. And then we'll take the other hand and spray. There we go. All right, nice and clean. Now, do you have any preference as to which hand I start with for our massage? Okay, I'll start right here. So, I like to take the hand and we're gonna do a little bit of effleurage movements to start out I'm just going to swipe all the way up and then back down, all the way up and back down, all the way up, back down, up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down. And then we'll get into a little bit of palm work here. So I'm going to flip your hand over. And I'm just going to use my thumbs to knead into the palms of your hand. This is where our hands tend to have the most tension, of course. We're just going to smooth away all that tension with a little bit of kneading along the fleshy parts of your hand. Just really kneading into the hand. Is this pressure okay for you? Okay. That's good. Okay. I'm just going to get in between your fingers, in between the webbing. I'm just going to take my forefinger, my index finger, and I'm just going to rub that little area in circles. Just real gentle circles. And then to the next finger, webbing in between your ring and middle finger, rubbing in little circles. And then between your first and middle finger. And then between your thumb and your index finger. This is a nice big area that I can almost support my hand with the side of my finger and get into it with my thumb. That way I can work the entire area. Okay. Now I'm just going to very gently massage your fingers. I'm just going to take my fist over them, grab them, and pull the finger, squeezing as I go. And the next finger. And the next finger. And the next. And the thumb. I'm just going to rub each joint of the finger. 3 on each save for the thumb. Joint to joint to joint, 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 joint to joint. Lastly, to the thumb, joint to joint. I'm going to get into the top of the hand. Be primarily working in between the tendons here. This can also be a little bit of a surprising spot for tension. Not always, but sometimes, especially for people who might have a lot of wrist and finger heavy actions like typing or sometimes clicking a mouse if you work on the computer. Just smoothing in between the tendons. And then we work on the wrist. Now I'm going to be careful about the wrist because it is kind of a delicate area. Just mostly massaging around the bones of the wrist. Now when our wrist hurts, if we have carpal tunnel or just wrist pain in general, oftentimes if we come up to the big meaty muscle in our forearm, that's where we get a lot of tension. I'm just going to squeeze that muscle, squeeze along the arm so we can cut down on that tension. On both sides. While the thumb side tends to be the most tense, we can also get some of that tension along the pinky side of the forearm as well. Just giving that area a nice squeeze before we finish off with some up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down. Okay? Now I'm going to move on to your other hand. So, just like we started with the other hand, we're going to go up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Nice, slow, effleurage movements, smoothing over your skin and just warming up the area so we can work at it easier. And then we'll come into your palm. We're going to spend some time kneading into the palm. Just working the palm with my thumbs. Especially especially the thicker parts of the palm at the base of the thumb and below the pinky. Just really rubbing into there. Along the mounts, at the base of the fingers. And around the palm into the center. Is pressure okay for you? Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. And let's work the bases of your fingers. I'm going to take real small circles using my index finger and my thumb. Working in between the pinky and the ring finger. And then moving to the ring and middle finger. Small circles, small circles, small circles. This is one of my particular favorite places to be massaged. It's a little bit of an unexpected one. It's not often that we deliberately touch the webbing in between our fingers. It's almost an afterthought, really. It's not something we think about. But just giving it a nice little rub down always feels good. Okay, now I'm just going to take my whole fist around your finger and just squeeze that and run down and pull along your finger. Go for the joints. Each segment that makes up your phalange. Each little bone getting its own little squeeze. A little bit of a rub. There we go. It's just these little things that all add up. Afterwards, our hands feel loose, pliant, flexible. It's a wonderful feeling. And thumb. Okay, and then we come in between the tendons, the top of the hand. Just running my fingers in between, loosening up that area, moving the skin back and forth, getting some movement under there. Just just working around the bones. Being careful not to press too much, not to work into the more delicate areas. And then we get to my favorite part, which is giving a nice squeeze to the muscles of the forearm. That tends to be where people might wince a little bit because that area is so tight. That tends to be my worst area. Sometimes it gets so tense that it's painful to even massage that, but when you do give it that bit of adjustment, manipulation, then it loosens up pretty quickly. Some nice squeezes there. Okay, and then we're going to run down and up, down and up, down and up, down, up. All right. How are you feeling? Okay, I hope you're feeling very, very relaxed, right? So that ends our massage treatment session. I really hope you enjoyed our Amoa scalp massage, as well as the dry hand and arm massage. Okay? Can I do anything else for you? Alright. Thank you so much for having me perform this massage for you. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Goodbye now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you want to, comment if you'd like to, and subscribe